Welcome to the Woman Up podcast, where we celebrate remarkable women entrepreneurs and their achievements. My name is Natasha, and I'm your host. Today, we have an extraordinary guest, a first-time world record author, and let's dive into her journey and the inspiration behind her groundbreaking achievement. Melissa Calixte is a multifaceted professional from Montreal. She boasts a diverse portfolio showcasing her talents as a writer, author, creator, and freelance editor. Notably, she has authored an impressive 12 books in the span of just 12 months as an alpha apprentice of Dr. Bac Nguyen, a remarkable accomplishment spurred in the challenge set forth by her mentor. She's a passionate advocate for her self-discovery and ignite the flames of passion, interest, and self-realization. Her messages resonates with themes of true love and the extraordinary power that resides within each individual. Melissa Calixte, welcome to Woman Up Podcast.
Hi, Natasha. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It's a great honor to have you on the show, and I'm very excited to dive right into your journey. So for people who do not know you, please introduce yourself. Yeah, I know I've introduced you quite a bit, but what don't we know? What should we know about you?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Natasha, for having me again. Actually, I'm Mel. You will call me Mel. My name is Melissa. Actually, I'm a writer. I'm passionate about writing, and I'm passionate about fiction writing in particular. And I'm also a fitness coach. Most of the people know me as Coach Mel, right? That's how I also write my most of the books of with self development that I help people with. So we call me Coach Mel to people who wants to know me a little better.
That's amazing. Can you share the initial spark of inspiration that led you to pursue a world record in writing?
Actually, it all started with the masterminding with you guys, actually, and with the what Dr. Bac actually sent to us. He gave us a little. I mean, he decided to give us a little challenge that I accepted because I said, "Why not?" I already wrote two books before he actually sent that challenge to us. And I said to myself, let's try this and let's see if I can achieve that. And it's really pumped me when he said, when he said, he asked us to do this. So I tried. And then another book and another book and another book. And here we are today.
That's amazing. What challenges did you encounter while embarking on this record-breaking journey?
What challenges did I face?
Yes. Did you encounter? Yeah, for sure.
Actually, it was about the discovery of myself. It was hard to do. It's not just about writing books, actually. It's just you have to dive deep into yourself and overcome every obstacle that you put yourself. Actually, I was the one who was putting my obstacle in front of me. And the first book that I wrote with this challenge was Back on Track. It was really about fitness. So it was a little more easy for me because it's my profession. So it was something that I could write. I already had this book in me. So it takes me 3 weeks to write it. But after that, when you know that you have to write a book about your profession, it's easy. But then what's next? Like you have to you always have to be one book ahead and imagine what you have to write after. But what was more difficult, not only I had to try to actually find the subject of the next book, but I also have to fight myself with the subject because I was actually discovering what I was writing in the same time that I was explaining to people.
So did it challenge your values in a way, or is that what was difficult? Because if you're discovering something that you're willing to reshare publicly, somehow your values are challenged or you're questioning yourself?
When I was questioning myself, first of all, in each and every book I was on, what did I get myself into? But it was about fighting with your own self and fighting with what you can achieve. But each time, each subject, I was Dr. Buck was pushing me and helped me with with what I was blocking. I don't know if you could understand a little bit what I'm explaining to you. But
How does it look like? How did it look like for him to be on your side and motivate you in the process? How does it look like?
well, it feels actually like a blessing because I really felt that he was the only one who was supporting me through this because it's a crazy achievement. So people don't really know what it is all about. They think it's all about writing books and just well, okay, you have 30 days to write a book, okay, and well, but it's not that. I mean, you have to write about something that you not necessarily know about, but you have to discover it. I mean, real time. It's like an invitation to people in each book is an invitation to come into my life and see what I'm doing and see what I am experimenting and believe in me and believe in what I'm saying to you. It's about that. Exactly what I'm saying to people in each book. So it's not about me knowing everything. It's about me being 100% authentic. It's really hard.
That's great. Can you describe the theme or subject matter of your record-breaking book without giving away too much? But which of which one of the books that you wrote in that challenge that most impacted your life and the one that means the most
The
to you?
The one that means the most
for you.
Let's say that every book means a lot. It's not that I want discard questions. It's just that every book was a challenge, and every book was not only a discovery, like I said before, but I had to fight with some issues that I discovered in each book. So let's say I wrote a book called Prophecy. I think that is one of my best. I was talking about the power of writing. Dr. Bach always said to me, like, each book that you're going to write, you got to write your prophecy. It would be something that is going to happen. And actually, this was 100% true. But in Prophecy, I just explained how it is important to write about yourself. And the more you write about yourself, the more you're experiencing yourself. And you just draw a little bit of your future, a little bit of what you want to achieve. So now you're going to start to write something more positive. You're going to start talking about yourself more positively. And then you're going to write about who you want to be for people and who you want to help and how. This is what Prophecy is all about. And I try to invite people in this book to write their prophecy themselves and not let just the future happen.
So to take control of their own narrative of the story. I love that. That's a very powerful message, you know.
Yes.
I really commend you for that. Were there any specific authors or works that influenced you during the creative endeavor?
Actually, Dr. Black inspiring because he was right into my ear and was talking to me each time and giving me even ideas for the next subject. So I'm really grateful for him because he was really walking me through this process. But I didn't have time to think about any other author because you don't have time to think. You just have to write. So
exactly. What role did your identity as a woman play in shaping your perspective and approach to breaking this record? I know
As
this one
women,
was a challenge one.
could you repeat your question just to make sure I answer correctly?
What role did your identity as a woman play in shaping your perspective or approach to breaking this record?
Rightful as a woman. Power. I knew that power could lead me to achieve this actually because as a woman we 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 give ourselves this challenge to we have our own challenge every day, and because we want to prove to people that as a woman, as a Black woman in particular, that I can achieve these things. So this gave me a little bit more empowerment, if I can say, to know that I will be not only one of the first women to write 12 books in 12 months, but I will be one of the first Black women to achieve that. So I had this gift inside of me, and I have to do it for people. I have to do it. I have to show the example, and I have to make women like me understand that it is really important to achieve these goals for them, for me, for my daughter, and for everyone.
I love that. It's important, and I think it's gonna inspire a lot of women, and mainly the Black in the Black community. Um, Tell us, how did you handle moments of self-doubt and creative blocks during the writing process?
Actually, this self-doubt and for the creative process was the hardest part.
Say that again?
Self-doubt was the hardest part of this creative process, actually.
Okay. Because you were shedding a skin and becoming a new person.
Yes.
Was that?
Well, actually, I was becoming a new person live. It was live. It's each word, each sentence, I was creating myself. So I had a Dr. Back who was helping me to break that self-doubt. But still, you are the only one inside of you have to do this great achievement, because let's say that it's not something easy to do, write a book. Just one book, So each time that I had to face this challenge, I was wondering if I could even go through all these books, because the goal was to write at least 10 books, because Dr. Bach wrote 9, actually. So I have to at least write 10. But each and every month, am I really able to do this? Even though I knew that I could, a part of me knew that I could, I had to break this little part that was, oh no, stop. Okay, stop. It was a challenge each and every time. How I do it? Just by reminding myself why I was doing it. And to know that I'm not alone, that are people who are counting on me. Dr. Bach is counting on me, feeding him. My team, the mastermind, I know you were looking at me as well. You, yourself, and everybody else. And I said to myself, I'm not alone in this, so I don't have a choice. Now that I say to the world that I would do this, I don't have a choice to do it anymore. So knowing that I'm not alone helped me a little bit to break this self-doubt.
I totally can relate with the self-doubt part. It's definitely a journey that each and every one of us has to go through. When we go after after a project, after a goal. So I can relate. I have my own challenge of mine. How did you balance your personal life with the intense commitment required for such a monumental writing feat?
I just don't have no personal life.
There's no balance, but I think we were somebody told us there was no balance whatsoever. But how did you Tell us, how was it for you?
Well, actually, it's all about it's a routine. I am a person who has a lot of discipline. So this helped me a lot. I have a lot of discipline. So when I say to myself that I have to do something, I have to do something. So it's like a little pressure that I always give myself. So my routine was to wake up in the morning at 5, take a shower, go to the gym, always the gym.
For
And
sure.
this helped me, I mean, with my mental health, because this achievement, you know that it could be a little heavy on mental health. But go to the gym and then go back to writing. Go back to
Okay.
writing, diving into yourself and try to know what are you going to write next. And write your first word, write your first sentence, write your first paragraph each time, each day. So I took one day at a time, actually,
For
until
sure.
it became weeks and months.
I love that. Were there specific themes that related to women's empowerment or challenges that you addressed in your writing?
Specific themes um, related to women empowerment.
Yeah, it could be. I know that you wrote a book about about mothers being uh reinvented. I know that was a one that really caught my eyes because it was so feminine, you know. So I was really attracted to that book. Maybe you could talk to us about a bit more about the themes that you talked in that book.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, make a fresh. You're talking about make a fresh start. Single mom.
Fresh start. Yeah.
Single mom. It's about fresh start. Single mom. All right, that's the title. Yes, I love this book. It's one of my favorites also. This one is about single moms, like the title said, but it's more about empowerment of this single mom because um, as a single mom, I know what these women went through, and I just wanted to help them to dive into themselves and actually make a fresh start, like I said, like I did. That
Right.
it's not over. That it's not because they are alone. I mean, it's single. That it's over. I wanted those women to know that they can be empowered by their own self, by their desires, by their dreams. And I wanted to walk with them the path of achievements. So I talk to them and I talk about uh, breaking guilt.
That's a huge one.
That's a huge one. And how to empower themselves, how to walk alone, but not as much alone that they think they are. That they can find people to help them still. That their life is not over. It's the total opposite actually. That's it's actually the path for something new, something beautiful. So that I help them a little bit through that.
It's a huge one to bring to the table for
Mm-hmm.
women, single mom. Uh, I think that's something that you really should we should bring forward. So I really commend you on that for bringing that forward and inspiring that category of women because I also been brought up by a single mom, so I can only imagine the challenges and even the mindset around that. You know,
Yes. Yes.
um, we talked about earlier about the women, Black women achievements. But I wanted to ask you to elaborate on the significance of setting a world record as a first-time author in the literary world.
Yes. Actually, first, what it means for me, it means that anything can be done. Anything that you put yourself into can be done. And that you put your own barriers in front of you. If you said no, it's impossible. Nothing is impossible. This is what I learned during this time. And I want people to understand that they can achieve absolutely anything, anything. And the mindset is one of the first and most important. elements that I had to work with during this journey. And please, people, women, even men, please, I mean, work into your mindset, work with your mindset and break these barriers because this is the most important thing, your mindset that will guide you towards your goal.
I'm loving it. And you know what? Just taking back the fact that you mentioned about you can achieve anything. Tell us, did you encounter any unexpected roadblocks or setbacks, and how did you overcome them?
Yes. Well, actually, creativity. I'm someone pretty creative, but actually, when you have to write so many books in a short amount of time, you have to you have to try to find something to write about. So this was one of the things that was the most difficult, one of the most difficult to me to find ideas. Like I said before, Dr. Barker helped me to some to with a few ideas, and even a lot of ideas. But I mean, when you write the first chapter, you wrote a book actually, Natasha. When you write the first chapter, you still talk because you have to write fast, right? So you have to find okay, what am I going to talk about on on the second chapter? Well, because first of all, you have to write a little plan of your book, actually. But sometimes as you're writing, you find yourself caught up with the idea that maybe that's the plan that you've made for this book is not actually the one you want to write. And so you have to be creative and to find ways to find new ideas on the spot because it's like it's happening now. So you
Right.
don't really have time to stop and to say, okay, let's say next month I'm going to try. No, you have another book to write next month, so you have to do it now. So creativity was the one of the most and tough things to do because you have to be productive. Uh, Discipline. I said before that I was disciplined. Um, I had to fight that too because sometimes you don't want to do it anymore. You're tired. It's tired. So you have to stay disciplined, stay consistent, stay on track, stay on track. So I always had to when I was a little tired, I always had to put myself back on track and go for it, go for it, go for it. So you don't have a choice. You put yourself into this position yourself. You said
You have to get out by yourself.
by yourself. So creativity was one of the most challenging part. Oh, and yes, self-doubt, of course, like I said before.
I have to underline the fact that, and we should have said that earlier, that those books were not written backed with ChatGPT. You went old fashioned on this. So we really have to commend you on that, you know? That's another thing,
Yeah.
that's a major piece that we should have said, we should have mentioned from the get-go, you know? So
for the people who would think that, oh, now there's ChatGPT, yes, there's ChatGPT. But actually, I didn't even knew about ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT was there, but I didn't want to use it. I didn't. First of all, I didn't have a choice because Dr. Bad said no ChatGPT, and second, I didn't want to use it because I didn't know that much. It was new in my head still, so I didn't want to use it. But no, it wasn't with ChatGPT. It was really by myself, me and me. It was really me with the computer and the words that I had in my head. So I had to write it. The only books that was written with ChatGPT was the two last ones. I mean, the last two ones because I wrote 12 books, but it was my gift.
for sure, for sure. You already broken the odds, and you already overcame what you had to overcome. So I think that was a treat for you to have the access to ChatGPT, just to have those. I think it was the smartest way to introduce yourself in the era of artificial intelligence.
So 10 books out of 12 was against me, against
Exactly.
against my self-doubt, against my creativity, against the um, some books I was more powerful than other ones, some other ones I was more vulnerable. So it was me who was showing myself to the world, authenticity and every bit of me. I really pour everything on these books, everything and everything that I knew. It like I said, it's not about me knowing everything. It's about me telling who I am, so you can be
Hmm.
who you want to be.
I'm
Actually,
loving
that's what.
this. What advice do you have for aspiring authors, especially those looking to embark on ambitious projects?
I would say, right, please do, because I always say to everyone that it's it's freedom. Writing is freedom. No one will judge you. I assure you, because writing is one of the the, the most authentic proof of I mean freedom. So if you could just take a piece of paper, take a pen, and just write about yourself, not to publish actually,
Hmm.
just to know yourself better, because you when you write about yourself, when you take this pen and you write about yourself and you write about your journey, or I mean your evening, let's say, you see it in writing, so you can just associate something, this text, to you. So it means something. Words are important. Words are everything. So if you could just, it's like a drawing of yourself when you write about yourself. When you're not just think about you, write about you. Now you know that you're alive. You know that it's a reality. You know about yourself better this way. It's like a lot of form of therapy. Like I,
Hmm.
so I would say to the authors that don't think about future authors, writers actually, don't think about what the world would think of you. What is most important is about yourself. What do you think of you? Why don't you write about you a little bit more? Why don't you just draw yourself on this piece of paper? And if you're ready after that, and if you like what you see on your paper, just publish yourself and let's see what impact you have in this world. Because I guarantee you that you are powerful and you have an impact. So share yourself with people. You never know who is going to help.
I'm loving that. So as we are wrapping up, I wanted to ask you in closing, what is your what is your legacy? What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for the writer that love, really, the love of words. But I really want to. I mean, writing is a legacy. You're right, and I'm happy that you're saying that because I want to be known as a great author. I want to be known as something that people can relate to. I mean, I want people to write my books and be inspired to write too, and be inspired to be themselves, and to be inspired to achieve great things. And like I said before, one of my favorite things to write about is fiction. So I'm about to write a thriller right now, and I'm about to write something. I would love to actually write a bestseller. This is my next goal. And I want people to remember me as someone who is creative, but also to remember that goals can be achieved. You just have to big, think big. That's all I want people to remember. That it is possible to achieve great things when you believe in yourself. So each time one is going to read my books, I want them to remember that I was the little girl that was shy, and then here we come.
I know I said it was the last question, but this I want to ask you this in closing really quickly. What do you are most proud of in for yourself? What are you most proud of in that journey? if you had to sum up in, like, let's say 3 words?
I think I'm the most proud of breaking the barriers about my own self, my self-doubt, my self-esteem. I'm really happy that I've achieved that because now I know that I have no excuse when I want to achieve a goal. Like I said to you, I said I wanted to write a bestseller. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know that it will happen.
I
So
know
now
it will happen. This
I know
is
it will
a
happen.
huge statement.
It's a huge statement. I don't know when, but it will. Because when you write 12 books in 12 months, it seems like it's not that much for people. Maybe some people would think that, but for someone who even know, who even could have imagined to write even one book in 30 days, it's something that is huge. So now that I have no excuse to stop myself for achieving anything that I want because I know that I can get it. So that's why I want people to understand as well. That if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Perfect. I love it. Melissa, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time and your words of inspiration. I mean, congratulations on not overcoming, on achieving that world record. And we are looking forward to see your new project and your new endeavors. And I'm hoping that we could get you back on the show eventually.
Actually, yes, I would love to. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Woman Up podcast. Until next time, Woman Up.
You were listening to the Woman Up podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please hit the follow button, share it on social media so we can send you a shout out. To get information on public speaking coaching with Natasha DG, reach out by email at contact@natashadg.com or by phone 514-558-5777. Thanks again, and I'll see you on next one. Until then, Woman Up.